Hello and welcome back. This is Saxon Math, Course 1, Lesson 5. It is called Order of Operations, and it is part 1 of 2. So if we're looking at order of operations, in this case, one of the first things we need to consider is parentheses first. If you don't know what parentheses are those two little devices that you could have numbers on the inside, equations on the inside, um, to help separate from an entire equation. If you guys remember the acronym Please Excuse My Dear Aunt Sally, that's parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division, and addition and subtraction. So parentheses is number one. First thing you need to think about, no matter what kind of equation you're looking at. And then you would use that answer that's inside of the parentheses. So if it was like 3 plus 4 inside the parentheses, you would have to answer that first. Once you've completed answering that, then you would work around that after completing that. So here's an example. Let's say you have 5 plus 3 times 4. Well, here's some parentheses right here. You need to make sure that you complete that first. And once you get the answer to 3 times 4, then you can start from left to right working with what you had previously. 5 plus, which is what's now 12, 3 plus times 4 is 12 equals 17. So order of operations, it's pretty important. Do the steps in order from left to right. Look at how important it is. If you just do it from left to right, this one has no parentheses. So I'm just going to be working from left to right. 9 minus 4 is 5. 5 plus 3 equals 8. That's pretty easy. This is also working from left to right, but what do you have to remember? What's the difference? This difference is this has got parentheses. So we have to do the parentheses first. So don't forget to do the parentheses first. You end up with, in this case, 7. Now you have, go back to the beginning, 9 minus 7 equals 2. You see it's different than 8. So if there are parentheses, do what is in the parentheses first. Always remember, it's please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. This means parentheses is first. That's all we're thinking about right now. Parentheses, make sure you do that first. Everything else comes after that. Exponents would be second. Multiplication and division from left to right, so it could actually end up being division or multiplication, or addition and subtraction from left to right, which could also end up being grouped as subtraction or addition, depending on the order that you find them in. So keep that in mind too for later. But all we're looking at today is parentheses. So let's look at this example. So we're going to work from left to right, but then, hey, we see there's a parenthesis grouping here. 6 minus 3. I know what that is. 6 minus 3 is 3. So I'm just going to rewrite this. 18 minus 3 equals 16. That would be the answer to this one. How about if the parentheses were around the 18 minus the 6? So you look at it, it's the same numbers, 18, 6, and 3, same operations, subtraction symbols. However, the parentheses are shifted to this side. Now we have to do 18 minus 6 first, which is 12. And 12 minus 3 equals 9. So you can see it's a huge difference between these two. This one's 16, this one's 9. Answers are totally different because of the order of operations in this case. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're looking at parentheses. Parentheses need to be first. Here's another example. Let's say you have 2 plus 3 plus 4, which is, I guess I could read that 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 2 plus 3 plus 4. Okay, so let's look at that. Parentheses first. So in this case, you have, in this one, it would be 5 plus 4 on this side. On this side, it would be 2 plus 7. So what's that equal? On this side, it equals 9. The other side is also equal to 9. So the associative property of addition in this case is that if you have the same digits and all it is an addition, an addition, addition, and addition, there's no change in the operation. And they're all the same digits. It doesn't matter what order you do these in. If all of it is addition and it's the same exact order of your digits, 2, 3, 4, and it doesn't matter if we did this group first or this group first. You see that it'll still result, it ends up with two different kinds of equations. Here you'd have 5 plus 4, and in this one you'll end up with 2 plus 7. But what's the end result? They're both going to end up being 9 anyway. That's the associative property of addition. Okay, same happens in multiplication. If you have this order, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, doesn't matter which grouping you create here. So here in this case, we have 2 times 3 times 4 on this side. On this side of the equation, we have 2 times 3 times 4. So if we're going to do the parentheses first here, we end up with 6 times 4 on this side. On this side, we end up with 2 times 12. What is 6 times 4? Well, that's 24. What's 2 times 12? Well, that's 24. So the associative property of multiplication says that if you have the same order of digits and you have your multiplication, the same operation, it's all of them are multiplication, it wouldn't matter which grouping you do. Okay, let's try example 2 here. We have 18 divided by 6 divided by 3, and we have to go from left to right on this one, and I see no parentheses. So I'm going to take 18 divided by 6 first. This should be one of those problems where you just know the answer right off the bat is 3. So when you have these grouped together, that one ends up being 3 divided by 3 now, because I'm just going to bring this group down, or that particular number down, and the answer is going to be 1 for this one. On this one, I have to work from left to right again. However, I first need to take care of parentheses. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. So I have to, once I have that done, then I can move on to 18 divided by 2, which in this case equals 9. So you can see it's different because of these parentheses in this case. All right. Example 3, before dividing, perform the operations above and below the division bar. What's the division bar? The division bar is this. This means divide, okay? It's a division bar. And it says before dividing, perform the operations above and below. So that means we're going to do the above, which ends up being 12. 5 plus 7 equals 12. And 1 plus 2 equals 3. So that's what we're going to do above and below. So now we have, what's this? This is the same as 12 divided by 3, which is 4. All right. All right, let's try some of these. Practice set. You have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I. Go ahead and do letter A. What's the answer for letter A? For A, you have 16 minus 3 plus 4. And I would just work from left to right in this case. So I'd just take 16 minus 3 is 13 plus 4 makes 17. For letter B, you should have Go ahead and answer that. All right, here's your answer. It'd be 16 minus 3 plus 4. So I'm just rewriting the problem so I can work through it. I know I'm working from left to right, but I see parentheses first, so I'm going to do those. So I got 7 inside the parentheses. I have 16 minus 7. I know what that is. I know that it's 9. Okay, let's do letter C. So letter C, I'm going to just rewrite that. 24 divided by 4 times 3. Okay, go ahead and answer that. You should have gotten 12 to begin with because it's in parentheses, and then you have to take 24 divided by 12. Hopefully you know that one right off the bat as 2. Letter D, we'd have 24 divided by 4 times 3. So this one I just worked from left to right. There are no parentheses, so I need to start from the left. 24 divided by 4, that equals 6. Once I've got that part completed, I need to remember that it's times 3. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to get 18. Okay, let's do letter E right here. If we have 24 divided by 6 divided by 2. I need to work from left to right again on this one, like always. There are no parentheses, so I don't need to concern myself with that. 24 divided by 6 should be 4. Divided by 2 equals 2 in the end. All right, and letter F. 24 divided by 6 divided by 2. In this case, I do have parentheses, so I need to complete that piece first. So go ahead and answer this. Here's what you should have gotten. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and then you still have 24 divided by 3 in this case. That'd be 8. All right, let's look at letter G. Let me just do this in blue real quick. So 6 plus 9 divided by 3, that's what that means. Now remember from the previous problem, before dividing, perform the operations above and below the division bar. So above the division bar, the below looks like it's already done. This is division bar. So 6 plus 9 makes 15 over 3. And what's this mean? This means 15 divided by 3, which in this case would be 5. All right, let's do letter H. 12 plus 8 over 12 minus 8. So you need to do what's above and below the division bar. Go ahead and answer the problem. See if you get it right. Should be 20 on the top, and you'd get 4 on the bottom, and that would be the same as 20 divided by 4, which ends up being 5. And then letter I, it says rewrite exercise G using parentheses instead of a bar. So if you're going to rewrite exercise G, that might look like this. This would be 6 plus 9 divided by 3. So that's what I would say, 6 plus 9 in parentheses divided by 3. That's exactly what it would look like instead of the bar. This is 6 plus 9 divided by 3. Has to be in parentheses though, because that's the first thing I want to do. And you need to do that in anyway. All right, there you go. That's the lesson. Good job practicing. Don't forget to do your written practice and check your work using Go Formative under Google Classroom. Have a great day and stay focused.